What's up, otakus? We got a good old-fashioned comic book trade in this. It's This is an interesting story because I went on yesterday with Fanboy Prime, and again, just had a great time. Um, it's just one of those rare, I think. Um, we all have like comic book collecting friends. We all have friends in the comic book collecting community, but very rarely do you have people in the community that um, share your passion for collecting this. Like in terms of like what you want to pick up, right? Like uh, our passion is Superman, so just to have a fellow Superman collector. I know there are a lot of Superman collectors out there, but to be honest, like in my like circle of people I know, not there aren't many Superman fans. There aren't many people who collect Superman and have stayed true to Superman. Um, but yeah, he and I share that, and it was just nice to connect yesterday, share books, and talk about the character. So yeah, shout out to my boy fanboy, and yeah, yesterday I mentioned that um, you know I was thinking about hitting up. So last week I went to Sten Brothers, and we dug through the dollar bins at Sten Brothers, but we didn't pick anything up. There was a book there that I wanted to pick up. Um, there were a couple books there that I wanted to pick up, but I didn't have a lot of money. Um, so instead of picking anything up that day, I kind of set it aside, and I was going to hit up Mill Geek Comics, and then whatever we had left over at Mill Geek, we would try to pick up, um, because I was going to go back for it. It was just one book, and it was $1 book. So again, we went to Mill Geek. We kind of overspent. I didn't really have any money, but my wife felt sorry for me. She gave me $1, and that's $1 I asked her for because I wanted to get that book. And so I was just like, boom, we got this $1. We're gonna get that book. But then this morning I went through my overflow box and I thought, well, why don't we prepare just a small list of keys, like minor key books. I think I ended up pulling in 11 books. 11 books. We'll go there and we'll just offer to, sell the books for $10 worth of trade. Like just it's basically, they're minor keys. A lot of those books are, you could probably, hey, what's up, fanboy? What is up? This is a really cool because I was just telling you, like, I wanted to pick up more Superman, uh, Death of Superman stuff, and lo and behold, man, the dude over at Sten Brothers hooked me up. So okay, so I prepared this little pile again, 11 books. Just to give you an idea, what's in there is like Punisher Warzone #1 newsstand, Marvel Age Annual #1, um, like X-Men Volume 2 #2, Jim Lee cover. A lot of the books, like, some Jim Lee books that I had doubles of. I had like Usagi Yojimbo #4 in there. Um, Again, just like 11 of the randomest books. Uh, but, these were ones that he could probably sell as keys rather than just dumping them in the dollar bin. So I just went there with the books, because I thought, the worst he could do is just like, no, I don't want those books. I'm not going to take them. And I just have the dollar and I'd buy the book I was there to get. And I'm going to reveal the book that I was going to there to get toward the end. So just be patient with me. And anyway, so we go there. And by the way, it's my son's preschool graduation day. So I'm trying to do all this as in the early, um, afternoon hours, because later we have the graduation ceremony. So I'm there as soon as it opens at noon, and I go to the guy and I'm like, hey, I've got these books. They're minor keys. I'm not trying to get a lot for them. And he kind of was like, okay, yeah, I'll take a look. And he looked at him. He's like, what are you wanting for these? And I said, nothing crazy. Again, 11 books. I was like, just like $10 worth of trade value. And he was like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And so basically he took those books and gave me $10 of trade value in the store. And he knew exactly what I was going to get. So I go to get the dollar bin book that I was like, that's the first thing we're going to do. And then we're going to get some other stuff. But I go to the dollar bins and I go and I'm digging because I have the little section that I put it in. And I'm digging there and I'm going through the books that I kind of set aside. And lo and behold, someone picked it up. Oh, man. So that book, I should have picked it up last week when I found it. And I just thought, man, who knows? I don't know how many people come to that store, but apparently, again, between the time I left last week, so it was last Saturday, somebody came into the store, obviously dug through the bins, found that book, purchased it, and now I'm without that book. So here I am with $10 worth of credit, but the book I came to get is gone. So a really important lesson is if you find something and you think, wow, I can't believe this is in here, do not hesitate to pick it up. You should pick it up. I really thought that book would be there, but it was gone. And it is what it is. I dug there and then I dug through the whole dollar bin section just to make sure someone didn't put it somewhere else. I dug through all of it and it just wasn't there anymore. So somebody obviously bought it. But again, I had other books there that I wanted to pick up, so it wasn't a total loss. I'm going to get to the trade. So again, I traded about 11 books. And the weird thing is, I thought I would, given the $10 in trade value, I thought I would just be walking out of there with maybe 4 books, right? But the owner there, and my apologies, I didn't catch the guy's name, but the owner there really hooked me up because we were talking, and he's like, "Oh yeah, what do you collect?" And I was like, I basically told him I'm collecting Superman. He's my favorite character, and I just kind of went on. He could tell I was really passionate about Superman, so he's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And so I just was digging, and I was in the dollar bin for a while. But anyway, we're going to get to the books I picked up. So I came back with a pile of books. Again, missing the one book I was there to get. I know, right? And the thing about this is it's bugging me to the point where I might just I really want this book now. And I'm going to show you what the book is. And you guys are probably going to want it too when I show it to you. But Um, once that once that idea gets into your head that like I want that book, right? I need that book. It's like it's hard to like sever that desire. It's so strong right now. Like that's like it's like the book I want now. And I don't think I'll ever run into this book again in a dollar bin or a 50-cent bin because I was looking for that exact same book at Mill Geek. Did not run across. I mean, it would not be at Mill Geek. People go through that bin, and something like that would not, you know. And so I kind of was thinking the same thing. That's a popular book, regardless of what generation you are in. But anyway, we'll get to the what that book is. Be patient with me. It's a process, and we're gonna get there. But yes, let's go over the trade haul. Um, again, the books I gave away were, there wasn't anything crazy. There was like the X-Men for Heroes book. Again, Punisher Warzone 1, Marvel Age Annual 1. I'm trying to remember. X-Men Volume 2, number 2. What else was in there? Um, again, Usagi Yojimbo number 4. Again, the books are just like, for me, like they're not that I picked them up really on the cheap too, so it wasn't like, actually, to get a dollar trade value is probably more than I actually ended up paying. So um, they were just 11 random. That was another one. The first appearance of the what was the Marvel thing? The It was the Marvel. What's it called? With Black Bolt. Guys, help me. First appearance of the secret. I just can't think of the name. It's where it's the secret group of like Professor X, Namor, Black Bolt. It was in the and Reed Richards is in there too. Anyway, that book was in there. Just a bunch of just randomness, but 11 books. So anyway, with the $10, I kind of dug and found stuff that I wanted. And then when I got to I had essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Yeah, 6. I had 4 books. I went up there with 4 books. And the guy threw in an additional 4 books, 4 or 5 books, just for free. He's like, yeah, go ahead and have these. And they were like significant books. And I was just like, whoa, man, thank you. And they were all Superman books. So I picked up nothing but Superman in this haul. And he added, again, like 4 or 5 more Superman books. So we ended up getting I gave away 11, I traded 11 books, but he ended up giving me way more value. Again, with the purchase in the store plus the extra books, I mean, I made out. I mean, it was like basically 11 books for 9 books. It was like and I think, again, I ended up getting more value. Dude was super nice. Dude was just such a great guy. And I think, because he did that for me, I'm definitely going to pick up some more books there, and support that business. So, again, Sten Brothers, those guys are just really great. Both, so there's 2 sort of partners there. One who handles like toys and like non-comic collectibles, and then this guy who handles a lot of the comics, and he also does toys and other things, but mostly comics. All right, so let's get to what we got. And these are in. So let me just count the books that he gave me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he gave me 4 books. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 books on top of the 4 books that I got. So we got one. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, I got 5 books. He added another 4. So we got a total of 9 books. All right. So let's get to it. I mean, you guys are like, man, stop talking, show the books. All right. So one of the books he threw in, and again, this is not the actual copy he threw in. The actual copy he threw in, I put in my drawer box and I pulled out my old copy, my previous copy, but I got a second copy of Action Comics 662. So this is the copy actually I own. And the copy I received today is kind of sitting in my box. And I just brought this out just to show you this is what I picked up. This one I picked up for 30 cents down in Hill Comics. It needs a press. It's got like kind of like water, humidity exposure. So it's crinkly. But the one I got today from, again, the Sten Brothers owner, he gave me a really near mint copy of a key book. So that, again, thank you to him for doing that. He also threw in this book, which is just a cool, it's a cool, comic book. It's called Superman: The 10-Cent Adventure. And I think this was actually selling for 10 cents, right? Back in the day. Just a cool, again, Superman breaking chains, Superman, kind of getting into, Clark getting into character there. Just a cool book to add. This was one of the books I picked up for $1. We found in the dollar bin. And again, these are the kind of books I've been wanting to pick up here, kind of focusing on this summer, the death of Superman, the return of Superman stuff. Picked up Adventures of Superman, $4.97. Great Tom Grummett cover here. The battle between Superman and Doomsday there. That's something that's been on our list for a while. We finally got it. The very next issue in that run. This is also a book that he just gifted me. Okay. This is like a key book as well. I just gifted that. And so it was just great to get that. But yeah, Action Comics 684. This is when Doomsday, it's kind of like we got to prevent him from getting to Metropolis, but they actually get to Metropolis. So it's like things aren't looking good. He also threw in this book, Action Comics 700 key issue. This is a big key too. It's like a 700th issue. It's a double-sized anniversary blowout. You got Butch Jackson Guice on the cover here. Cover duties. Again, just a kind of oversized milestone issue 700. That's always cool when you get Action Comics and the milestone. So again, like a lot of stuff there, we just got um, things that are just, these are all key books. Hey dude, what's up, man? Awesome one. Thanks for joining. All right, this is one of the books we actually picked up from the dollar bin. And this is a book I've been wanting to collect Cyborg Superman like cover issues. And this is like one of the best Cyborg Superman covers. And it's Superman Annual number 5, Bloodlines Outbreak. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? That's just like a really badass Cyborg Superman cover that we picked up. So got that for $1. All in all, this was just a great trade. This is another book that was in the dollar bin that we picked up. Again, we had $10 credit. I used the entire $10 plus the guy gave me an additional 4 books that were, key books. So this is just, you guys know I love Michael Turner. And this is just a great Superman, Batman, Dark Side cover here. Superman, Batman 13. Just a really amazing cover there. Gotta love Michael Turner's take on Superman there. And Dark Side for that matter. Just a great cover there. Boom, can't go wrong with that. All right. And we got 2 more books to show off. This one is just a cover by, Superman cover by. It's basically Justice Society of America. You've got, I believe this is the Earth 1 Superman versus the modern continuity Superman, Earth 2 Superman. So just a great cover there. Looks like they're coming out of some kind of like, like he blasted him with his heat ray vision, and they're just coming out like the plumes of like hell or fire or something. It's just a badass Superman versus Superman cover. And you get the 2 logos there, the Hope logos, the red and black, which was, I think, according to Fanboy Prime, this design was like sort of the post 9/11, death of. It was just honoring some kind of loss there, and then we have the traditional red on yellow versus red on black. That's just a badass cover right there. Okay. And then now to the book of the haul. This is the book that had the most value. You picked it up for $6 as part of the $10 haul. It's a low grade book. It's got issues, and I didn't help it any. I was kind of like trying to get a corner piece, kind of glue it on so it wouldn't come off. It ended up coming off, and it's now just a little chip that came off there, but that's fine. It's still a beautiful book. I love it. It's and this is a book that's been on my radar since the Superman movie. The trailer revealed like crypto and all that. Like everybody was just kind of in this crypto phase, and I was just like, man, of all the crypto books out there, this is definitely the one I want to pick up the most. We have basically Superboy 146, Neil Adams cover here of Crypto and Superboy. Superboy runs away from home. Crypto's there by his side. Just Really nice. And then, you got Ma and Pa, Kent looking for him, saying, please come home. But he wants to protect his family, so he's just like, I can't go back. He says, how can I ever face Mom and Dad after the way I've hurt them? I must stay out of their lives forever. All right. Hey, Damien, how you doing? Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, this is a pretty, it's a Neil Adams Superboy cover. He did a lot of the Superman family books during this era. But again, I don't know, I don't recall if he's done very many crypto books. I would imagine they're few and far between, um, because he would. I know I have one where it's just in the corner. He has like the crypto, with a bunch of other characters in Superman Family, like one of the Superman Family covers that I have. But this is one where it's like crypto's, in full view, and he just looks so loyal to his. First of all, he looks cute. He's cute as a button in this cover, but he's helping out his master there, going through some rough times, thinking of running away from home and all that. So again, I just am so happy with this pickup, and really, I got it. It just didn't feel like like the guy ended up giving me way more than I gave him. It felt like, because um, I know there were minor keys in there, so there were a couple of books that were like $8, maybe a $10 book here and there. But for the most part, like, these are books you could probably find in the dollar bin, and most of those books I did find in the bargain bins. And so, and they weren't books that were terribly. I was like, I just literally was like, what do I want to like trade? And I put 11 of those books in a box, and that's what I took. But to get all of these books, which are like, a lot of them are key Superman books, in return for that, and just to get the bonus books. And these bonus books are like the actual books I've been like looking for in my collection. It's just, um, like this book. I've been meaning to get this book for a long time. And I could have picked it up yesterday for 50 cents at Mill Geek. It was there. And it's always something I can like kind of pick up, but to just get it as part of this like trade without, um, as like an extra, is just awesome. Just an awesome feeling. This one too, these key books. So yeah, a lot of Superman goodness in this one. I'm just going to go through them again to show them off to you. It's just a great Alex Ross cover there. Michael Turner goodness right there. Yeah, it says I feel the same way. Like, I think I've seen all the Neil Adams covers, or ones that I think I want to add, and then yeah, um, another will come up, and so definitely Neil Adams is a yeah, yeah. It just cute. Crypto is as cute as a button in that cover. Just love that cover. Just has a great artistic feel. Neil Adams always has just this um, like he understands the characters, and he can just, you know, he's a master at creating his vision and, um, bringing it to life on the cover or in a panel. It's just, again, you just have to be born with that knack as a comic book artist. Um, it's a knack, you know, as much as the detailing stuff is something you practice at. Um, putting a vision on page takes, without copying someone else, right? You got to just like be able to like have a vision of what you want to communicate on the page, and then bring it to life. And again, Neil Adams is just a master at that. He kind of set the bar, which other people copy, but he didn't have to do any of that. He blazed the trail, um, which is why, you know, I, I and other people in the community love collecting Neil Adams. It's just, artwork is just so uh, in a league of its own, right? This is a really cool cover. I like this one. This has like sort of a classic vibe to it. Got Scott McDaniel on. The cover duties there. Always, this is a really cool key book to have. And yeah, last but not least, the Book of the Hall, our crypto cover. All right, David. Well, I know you've been reading a lot of books, and I think you put out a book, like a list of reviewed, a list of books that you recently read. I kind of caught the first part of the video. I haven't, got to go back and watch, see what your top pick is. And I'm gonna have a lot of time to read comic books this summer, given that, you know, my wife and kid are leaving for Japan soon, so leaves me with a lot of time to do whatever. And I'm gonna try to spend some of that just reading comic books, like checking out a bunch of books and reading. I recently read like the 30th anniversary. It's like a 30th anniversary edition of The Death and Return of Superman, but they're all new stories. They're stories that are either set in the present, that add kind of context to what happened, like kind of looking back at what happened in the current context. And they're all stories by artists and writers that wrote back then. They all kind of like did a little project, like a follow-up project. And then some of the stories, like there's one with Mom and Pa Kent, where they're in the moment that Superman is fighting Doomsday. Now, Mom and Pa Kent, they're just kind of like flashes of them, like watching the TV and seeing, you know, their son like fight. There's no context around what's going through their mind. And, you know, there's no storytelling from their perspective. Well, in this collection, they actually go back and they're retelling as they're watching on TV. They're worried about their son, but they have hope that he's going to be the one that saves or stops Doomsday, and they're hopeful that he's going to come out of this okay, like all the other times he's risked his life and all that. So they're just like, you know, like these interesting stories. They're just all kind of like either reflections or they're like additional stories that add context to what happened in the past, or again, like things that are happening now that look back on what happened. But I gotta say, like, reading that, it just was kind of like a chore. It didn't feel like, um, I had more fun just actually reading the death of Superman than reading this sort of like kind of tribute edition with all new stories and all that. So I did enjoy it. I'm not going to say it was bad, but it was kind of a chore to get through because it wasn't just, yeah, it wasn't really action driven or anything like that. It was just, again, I knew what they're trying to do with it. I just wasn't being entertained by it. Okay, well, we got a early August. Okay, early August is when I'll be in Japan, but let me know. You know, I think I'm going to be there August like 2nd through the, I want to say the 11th or something like that. So let me know, Damien, if you're in town when I'm here. I definitely like to see you. Definitely need to, go hit up some comic book shops, maybe grab a beer or something. That'd be nice. Um, Please let me know the specific date because I want to be here, but I also have travel plans around then, so might not be able to see each other if it's then. All right. With that being said, that's all I got. Double Tiger was supposed to go on, but Jeff wasn't feeling great, so hopefully we are on next week. Um, Otherwise, you know, I'll be back with Otaku Weekly as we count down to Superman, the movie. I'll probably be going on live that night after I come back from the theaters, just to give you my like raw thoughts on the movie. I am going to be watching it in IMAX. It's a late showing, like 10 p.m. showing. So it's going to be really late when I get back, but I want to try to do a video and give you my thoughts. It's the 9th. Yeah, I will likely be in. Yeah, I will be in Japan that date. So yeah, it's that weekend. I think I'm coming back the weekend of when you're here. So um, I probably won't see you. And yeah, I mean, again, thanks for tuning in, everybody. And yeah, Damien. I'll try to. I'm sure I'll make my way down to Portland one of these days. So we'll have opportunities to catch up. Yeah, I would be down with that. Yes, if it's over the weekend, I can definitely do that. I haven't been to. I know there's like a couple comic book shops down there, so we could definitely do that for sure. Yeah. Um. So yeah, let's plan on doing that. That sounds like a plan. I'm gonna be so bored. Um, uh, I have a budget that I've been meaning to use in Japan, and I'm still planning to do pick up stuff in Japan. Don't get me wrong, but I also need to keep my mind occupied when my family's not here, and I'm just thinking I need about maybe $100 to $200 just to keep me busy. Meaning, it's not like I'm going to spend the $100 to $200 right out, but um, to kind of like have that in my back pocket to really kind of like search, like just do cast a wide net, visit all the comic book shops with that budget, and really be mindful of like, okay, if we find something we really like, we're gonna pick it up, right? So and yeah, like I think um I kind of took my time on like, we'll pick up uh, the 90s Superman books and all that. We'll pick it up when we pick it up, but kind of been, to just kind of pick these things up today the way I did just felt really good. So I think we're going to continue to do that and um, pick up more Superman books. And just kind of like, it's rare to just have a full haul of nothing but Superman books, but it's kind of where we landed today. And I don't mind doing that actually during the summer of Superman, um, to have a Superman trade. Again, I didn't trade any Superman books, and I got back nothing but Superman books, and I'm very happy about that. So again, I want to thank the owner at Sten Brothers. Thank you for your generosity. I think you weren't even thinking of trading; you were just like thinking of like making a person in the community just feel welcome in your shop, and um, for that, again, thank you. And I hope to, when I do have a budget this summer, I'm definitely gonna try to pick as many of the key books I'm looking for at your shop first before I go anywhere else. Yeah, yeah, okay, you're gonna visit Lorenzo, yeah. Yeah, we could all kind of hang out together, I guess. I know he has a shop down there, right? He's selling his own, or he's publishing his own books down there, right? That should be cool if you guys all meet up. I'd love to hang out with you guys. Um, so yes, uh, definitely put me on your calendar. I will drive down and meet you there. And my only request is that we do go bargain bin hunting somewhere down there. I know they have a bunch of shops in that area, so that's what we'll do. Cool. Got some plans, summer plans. That's always fun. All right, yeah. Shout out to everybody at Heroes Con this weekend and at Summer Con here locally. Kevin Eastman was here, um, so hopefully for those of you who are down there, I think Bronze Age Nerd and Big B were down there interviewing everybody. So gonna have to kind of get an update on their channels. Yeah, and there's at least 2 shops. Yep. All right, so we're there. Um, I think I am gonna try to, because I think in Japan I won't need more than like $100 so dollars. So I'm gonna try to have my wife leave me at least 200 cash here, so I could just use that to keep me occupied this summer. She knows I'm gonna be bored, and that's she knows that's all I want to be doing, right? Like just picking up comic book and stuff. So if she doesn't want me to work, hopefully she'll give me a little wiggle room to spend that on books this summer. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned because, again, we're looking to get $200 for the summer budget. I think I've just made up my mind on that. I'm gonna just say, hey, tell my wife before she leaves, hey, can you just leave me $200 so I don't, lose my mind with being bored out of my bored out of my mind this summer while you're gone. And so hopefully she'll take pity on me, and we'll do a whole thing. We'll strategize what I'm looking for. Also, I promised you to show the book that I was there to pick up at Sten Brothers that was gone. And this is top of mind now for me to as a pickup. This is the book that I missed out on. Um, again, Batman Adventures, number 25. You got Mullet Superman with the Batman Adventures Batman. So you have the Superman Adventures Superman in a mullet, plus the Batman Adventures. That right there is a classic modern cover. And again, I had an opportunity to pick this up for $1. I didn't jump on it. Someone picked it up. Now I don't have the book. And now I want the book so badly. And I know I just created FOMO for you as well. So um, again, it's selling on eBay for like, $5 to $10 here and there. But with shipping and all that, it doesn't really make it palatable. But hopefully someone here locally has it. I'm definitely hunting for that, and hopefully I run across it soon. I don't think I've ever run across that book in the 3 years I've been hunting for books out here. So to have run across it again last week in a dollar bin and not to have picked it up, it's just eating away at me right now. It's eating away at me like nobody's business. But again, gonna not lose hope and hopefully pick it up. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.